I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm surviving.
Well, first, I guess you've seen it. I was just going to read to you what the World Bank president is saying, but I guess you have read it yourself. And
Yeah.
what do you have to say?
Well, the conduct of the World Bank country director is unfortunate. He has not behaved as a technocrat. He has behaved as a politician he is. And he's taking a partisan political position, unfortunately.
Taking a partisan political position.
Yes, please.
Because
This is a former Minister of Finance, a former Minister of Trade, a former Governor of the Central Bank of Seychelles, and a presidential aspirant is contesting elections. He's indicated he's going in for the presidency. And therefore, he needs friends in the neighborhood, to say the least. And we want to play to the gallery in order to have friends in the neighborhood. And so his behavior is not borne by technical facts. It's not borne by the actual. It's not borne by the actuality. It's not borne by the actuality. Yes. It is borne by political considerations. For example, he talked about excess capacity. You only have to look at the Energy Commission. And the year of 2022, the review, virtually we were eating into our reserves. Excess capacity agreement is an. He talked about take or pay. New agreements signed by this government, Tema LNG project, AXA, Tema, AXA Group, they all have take or pay.
hello, Doc. Doc. Hello, Doc.
Hello, I can hear you.
So I keep losing you. So I didn't hear majority of your argument.
Oh, okay. Which side didn't you hear? I was saying that.
Okay.
I was saying that the World Bank country representative, was being more political than technical. The arguments he raised, he talked about a technical. He talked about excess capacity, and I'm saying that go to the 2023 Energy Commission power projection. That document reviewed the 2022, and in 2022, other than the month of October, for the rest of the month, we were delving into our reserves, into the reserve margin. And therefore, you cannot say there was excess capacity in 2022. In any case, and to be fair to the Minister for Energy, he stated publicly that we need additional generation. And so they've gone to sign new contracts, generation contracts, AXA in Kumasi and AXA in Tema. And so that defeats the whole argument of excess capacity. Then the other one is take or pay. He said we had signed contracts, PPAs with take or pay provisions. He should tell me where in the sub-region, other than state-owned generators, that the private sector has signed power purchase agreements which were not take or pay. Indeed, the Tema LNG agreement signed by this government is a take or pay agreement. AXA has take or pay provisions. So what is new? Is his group, of which the IFC, International Finance Corporation, is a part, would they invest $500 million in a Tema plant and not expect a guaranteed off-taker? It doesn't happen. And then he said we were crowding out green energy, and particularly mentioned solar. Technically, as at 2023, you cannot use solar as base load. Solar has its uses, but you cannot use solar as base load. Storage technology is still evolving, and we haven't gotten to the stage where it is cost effective to store huge solar and use as base load. It is not possible. So the man, factually, he also said we signed expensive PPAs. The Ameri PPA BOT contract is the cheapest of all the thermal plants in Ghana today, levelized over the 20-year life period, is the cheapest. So where is it coming from? Then the most important single factor has been currency inadequacy or currency fluctuation. Look, on 1st of January 2017, when NPP took power, the exchange rate, the CD was exchanging at 4 cedis, 410 pesos to the dollar. On 4th June 2023, the CD was exchanging at 11 cedis, 19 pesos to the dollar. This is official interbank. Remember that PPAs are denominated in dollars. And therefore, if we have so mismanaged our macroeconomy, so mismanaged our monetary policy, that our city has depreciated so much, of course, there's going to be a challenge paying because it's denominated in dollars. So instead of the World Bank country director addressing the macro issues, addressing monetary policy to have a stable city, he chose to avoid that. And so technically and factually, there were just too many inaccuracies. Unfortunately, what he has done is to throw a spanner into the works. People were beginning to work together as a people to address the challenges in the energy sector. There are structural challenges in the energy sector. For example, ECG loses 30% of the power it buys before it hits customers. So assuming they even sell 70%, in terms of collection, they are also unable to collect even 100% of the 70 they are selling. So there are also collection losses. So we have challenges that we must address. Unfortunately, when the NDC government attempted to introduce the private sector participation through concessioneering, the NPP government came in, changed the goalposts, tried to structure it to suit themselves, and the PDSN became a mess. And so the needed investment that ought to have come in, the needed commercial drive that was needed to reduce inefficiencies, improve collection, improve commercial viability, we lost that because of greed. We are all witnesses to the PDS debacle. So how does somebody who is supposed to be a diplomat, how does he turn around and throw this at NDC? Remember 2017, 2018, 2019, the MPP and his apparatchiks were all over the place saying the economy was booming. They were running the economy better. They were better managers. Where those capacity charges were they not there? They were there, notwithstanding the capacity charges. They claimed the economy was booming. So why come back in 2023 and then, suddenly, we're having problems because of the capacity charges? Were they not there when you claimed the economy was booming? So there are fundamental issues. And I totally disagree with this country director who has his own personal reasons and who makes such utterances devoid of facts, utterances that are contrary to established facts. Let me add this, the highest cost thermal plant ever in Ghana was the plant we call Transtema, which Dr. Reku Brobe famously described as toys. We were paying 29 cents per kilowatt hour, the highest tariff ever in this country.
Ghana's gold. Radio gold.
I was coming to point out the fact that you have been in government, so perhaps you understand this better than me, because I was feeling that reading through the course of the World Bank president, I get the impression that he wasn't specifically referring to you, but that it sounded like he was referring to you because of what he was being fed by the people in government, because I thought they rely on data from those who are in authority. So you should be actually speaking to those who are in authority rather than them.
Look, there is an energy sector recovery program that was initiated in 2017. The object of the program was to eliminate the inefficiencies, etc. And from 2017 to date, we now have the debt ballooning. So, and this program was supported by World Bank, financed by World Bank. So it's a loan we're going to pay for the energy sector recovery program. So if notwithstanding the energy sector recovery program, with which the World Bank is involved, the situation is getting worse. Must we turn around and blame a past government? An attack on Mahama is an attack on me. I would rather take the bullet than for Mahama, because I take full responsibility for what was done by the Ministry of Power. And without that, we would still have been in load shedding. Indeed, this government has benefited tremendously from the work done by the previous government, in that today we are largely dependent on domestic gas instead of being dependent on end gas. And with our gas debt ballooning to about $1 billion, we would have been in real dire straits if we were dependent on Nigerian gas, but for domestic gas. So NDC, we have a proud record in the energy sector, no matter the attempt by anybody to paint the sector otherwise. We signed emergency agreements. Those agreements have lapsed, and they're going to renew them, in fact, extend some of them to 20 years. If we did a bad job, would they be extending those?
Doc, we have to leave it here, and thank you very much for speaking to us.
The pleasure is
mine. Dr. Kwabena Donkor is former Minister for Power. Like he said, he takes full responsibility and would rather take the bullet than allow the man who gave him, appointed him to do that. So that's Dr. Kwabena Donkor responding to things he says he takes full responsibility for, former Minister for Power. Ending the Gold Morning Conversation today on Radio Gold 90.5 FM, also live on Sekwele 104.3.